once again, the midweek wrap-up was the place to be because we got another great episode of NXT and Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
NXT...
Neither should have disappointed.
Yeah, no, it was just very, not nearly as graphic on Lucha Underground this week as we got last week.
No head squishes.
But still...
There was still a little blood, though.
There was still a little bit of blood, but we'll get to that first. NXT, we open up with the return to in-ring action of Ember Moon.
Good to see her
as she
back.
took on Peyton Royce. Fantastic match between these ladies. Some great usage of also Drake and Billy Kay on the outside. Everybody's getting involved in this match.
They had some really good chemistry, too. It was like they've obviously been doing a lot of work together on tour or in the Performance Center.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Peyton was maybe the one that's been kind of working with Ember to... get her back into ring shape after being out for a few weeks. But despite an attempt at interference by Billy Kay, despite trying to find ways out of the match, Ember Moon did in fact hit the Eclipse on Peyton Royce and won her first match back. And you can guarantee she's going to be looking forward to next week, because next week is going to be our last woman standing match for the NXT Women's Championship. And you can guarantee Ember Moon's probably going to face Asuka, whoever wins that match. Asuka. We had a little bit of clearing the air between Kassius Ohno and Hideo Itami. Hideo says, I haven't been reaching as much success here as I did in Japan, and it's kind of been bothering me, and so I've been taking it out on you, and I apologize. And Cassius is like, you know what? I can understand that. I've been there before. I've been in that situation here.
Yeah, they let me go last time.
Yeah, exactly. So Kassius Ohno is looking to just kind of show how to do things the right way in his main event match against Aleister Black. The Healy brothers. These guys just can't catch a break. Doesn't matter what size the team is, apparently, or how many people there are. Because the first time was Samoa Joe just destroying them all by himself. The second time, I believe, was the Authors of Pain.
Potentially. I don't remember
Either. But this time, they fell to Sanity's Alexander Wolf and Eric Young.
Who make a really good tag team, by the way.
Yeah, they do.
Just saying.
Good tag team work. You were saying there's a good chance we'll probably see Young and Wolf teaming up in maybe this year's Dusty Classic.
I hope so.
I definitely think out of the 4 members of Sanity, they have the best cohesion as far as a team is considered.
Yeah.
But they ended up winning with an assisted jumping neck breaker, and I'm sure they are...
they even had a little double team finish. See, it was that cool.
So I'm sure they're looking to inch their way a little bit closer to the Authors of Pain and a potential tag team title match. Back to women's action, Sonya Deville had her first big hype-up match this week as she took on Rachel Evers. Rachel had a little bit of offense, but most of this was Sonya. Yeah. Very vicious strikes. This is the first time I've actually enjoyed an MMA gimmick, so I appreciate that she's...
And it helps that she's hot.
It does help that she's hot, but on top of the fact is that she uses her MMA background but still keeps it wrestling and doesn't stick to one thing or another. And I feel like she uses the best combination.
She doesn't Lesnar.
Yes, she doesn't just suplex.
Lesnar has ruined MMA gimmicks for everyone.
Well, it's not even just him, but like watching the ROH Top Prospect tournament, Josh Woods wasn't that impressive either. Like he had a few moments here and there, but like I can't get into a guy who wins by ref stoppage in a wrestling tournament. It's just I don't like it. So the fact that she has these MMA moments, but then she uses like a very simple submission, like a Kimura lock, as her finish and gets Rachel Evers to tap out. That's one thing. But if you're I don't know. I don't like mixing my MMA too much with my wrestling, but Sonya might be turning me around to that because she did a good job.
You know who else did a good job?
Huh?
Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock, yes, actually, I did enjoy Ken Shamrock back in the day.
You know who was the best at that though?
Who?
Dan Severn.
Dan Severn was a good one as well.
He was the only guy to ever hold an MMA title and an NWA championship at the same time.
There you go. There's ways to do it.
All y'all fuckheads like Brock Lesnar wouldn't be doing what you're doing if it weren't for Dan Severn first. I'm just saying.
Go Samoa Joe. We also had Bobby Roode taking it one step further with Roderick Strong.
Which is like my favorite. Like, I really enjoyed this segment, and then I stopped, and I like wondered. Like, there's part of it that made me think. Like, it made me like start to be really curious about what was going on, because obviously it was Bobby Roode in a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But then, like, right early on at the very beginning, there's like a girl who just kind of like walks through. And then you realize, like, oh, well, here comes Roderick Strong and his fiancée and their kid. And I'm like, this seems like a really inconvenient place for a photo shoot if people are just going to, like, keep trying to walk through. Like,
well,
did they set up the photo shoot area, like, right in, like, the lobby of the performance center?
Well, I'm assuming what it was is they were doing, like, a big kind of, like, press thing. Because you had a lot of the NXT guys around the corner. All kind of in, like, workout gear and whatnot. So I feel like it was just more so of a, it's like, hey, we've got a few things going on, but we're kind of stuck to this part of the Full Sail campus.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a school day, and maybe there were people using other parts of the building. But yeah, it was you don't need a whole lot of room for a photo shoot.
Yeah, just don't put it in a hallway where people are walking.
Well, it was a hallway attached to a larger room.
Like, it was like a foyer.
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
exactly.
I'm just saying, like, don't photo shoot in a room where people have to walk through.
But
especially when one of them is your enemy.
Well, Bobby Roode didn't seem to mind too much because he just got a chance to just keep pushing the buttons of old Roderick Strong by saying, "Oh man, if you guys keep making babies like that, you're gonna need that double wide sooner than you think." And then he decided to tell Roddy's wife that fiance that if she ever wanted to be with a real man, to give him a call. And at that point, Roderick Strong was done. And they beat the shit out of each other until some of the other guys. The first one on the scene was Oney Lorcan.
Yeah, Oney Lorcan is the guy that seems to be all over the performance center because he's in every one of these like backstage things.
Oney doesn't put up with no shit. They're like, okay, that's what it was. Is Regal set the whole thing up? Like, okay, unfortunately, we got our times mixed up. Bobby's going to be doing a photo shoot. Roddy's on his way. I'm sure things are going to happen. Oney, just stay around the corner.
Yeah.
If you hear fighting, immediately get in the middle of it.
Oney Lorcan, you got to do a yoga thing with like 80 guys around the corner. Get ready to hop up in a moment.
Yes, just in case.
It's all the PC trainees.
Yeah. So now...
Especially Dreadlocks guy.
So now after this whole altercation, which, Roddy said, hey, I want a shot at you now. Bobby's like, that's fine. Whenever you want a championship, wherever, whenever. So in 2 weeks, on the 400th episode of NXT, we'll be having Roderick Strong challenging Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship.
Wow, episode 400.
Hell yeah. Congratulations, guys. And then...
we've been there for most of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. And for our main event, Aleister Black took on Kassius Ohno, and these two fucking killed it.
Yeah.
This was such a good back and forth, aggressive match with so much respect between the two.
Well, and you had to have that respect factor because Chris Hero was instrumental in the training of Tommy End to become a professional wrestler. Yes.
I did not know that. Learn something new every day. So yeah, I mean, it was just they didn't, no one used, like the refs count against the other one. There was always clean breaks, but then once it got to the point where they didn't need to be broken up, it was just physical.
Yeah.
Like the strikes back and forth. It was like every time Aleister would hit something, Kassius would fire back, and then same thing. Like Kassius would hit a forearm, and Aleister would come back with a big knee lift, and just all kinds of just great back and forth stuff.
And it was an extremely aggressive match in a way that wasn't like they weren't actually trying to hurt each other.
No, it was just they were just establishing dominance in a way.
They were face humping.
I mean, you know. And then I loved the way the end came about because that was like where they really started to hit those big power moves. And it was every time like one person set up for something, the other one countered into their thing, which ended up like Aleister tried to go for a suplex, and then all of a sudden Kassius was the one like lifting him up and doing the release suplex onto him. And Aleister like landed, he's like, oh shit, I did not see that coming. And then the very end, we had both of them going for their finishing moves at the same time, but Aleister Black's Black Mass was just a little bit faster than the Roaring Elbow from Kassius Ohno.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to be honest, when somebody's coming at you for like a elbow strike,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to kick them in the head than it is for you to elbow somebody in the head with their foot's up in the air.
Yeah, you've got a lot more reach with that leg than you do with the forearm that's right next to your head.
Yeah.
So Aleister Black does pick up the win over Kassius Ohno.
And Hideo Itami laughed. Probably.
Well, we didn't see that. I was actually expecting Hideo to just be like, I don't give a shit what Kassius said, I'm gonna ruin things, but he didn't. I'm glad that we got this very straightforward.
Yeah, I would have been sad if somebody came out in the middle of this match and ruined it.
No, it's a good. They let it play out. It was great, fantastic way to finish it off. Looking forward to the women's title match next week. Let's move on to Lucha Underground.
Yeah, 4 more matches.
Talking about bracket B of the Cueto Cup.
Yeah.
First off, we saw Phoenix arrive at the temple. He was approached by Melissa Santos.
Yes, he was.
They have a little bit of like a spark happening between the two.
A little flirtatious relationship.
Seem a little smitten. Where Melissa says, "Oh, I'm excited to see you in the Cueto Cup tonight, and I hope you win." And Phoenix
all my money is on you.
And Phoenix is like, "Well, in that case, I'll win for you." But little do they know, from the dark corners of the area in which they are speaking, Marty the Moth,
the window punching moth.
He didn't. He drove his head through it.
Oh, was it his head? I thought he punched it.
He's a special kind of crazy.
Face punching. Not in the fact that he punches faces, but he punches with his face.
Yes. You know who else punches faces? Cage. You know whose face he punched? Vinny Pizarro.
Or Vincenzo.
That's how you say Vinny.
That's just the elongated version of his name. Vinny is the short name.
Yes. Vinny Pizarro versus Cage is our first match in Block B, and Vinny Pizarro actually came to play.
You know, he got about 3 moves of offense, which is 3 more moves of offense than I anticipated.
I was not expecting this match to go as long as it did. I was expecting Cage to just one punch and that is it. But Vinny had some moves, and then he decided that he wanted to go for the gauntlet.
Yeah, it looked like he was setting up to actually.
He's gonna get himself disqualified.
He's gonna punch Cage in the face with it. Without actually wearing it.
But Cage stopped that attack, and then just from that point on saw red, and ended up beating him with that stalling suplex into the sit-out pile driver. The jack driver. And Cage moves on, but not before putting on said gauntlet and ruining the face of one Vinny Pizarro, punching him in the forehead.
Oh, hold up. You could ruin that face?
Ruining it further.
Okay.
He fucked it up.
It's true.
He punched him in the forehead a few times, caused the blood, and
caused the blood.
kayfabe.
I'm sorry, but for Lucha Underground, that was like.
Well, it wasn't Pentagon and Vampiro beating the shit out of each other with
light
tubes or nothing.
I'm just saying it was one of the more obvious signs of somebody giving color, if you know what I mean.
I'm fine with it. He got his ass kicked. It's all right. We had another hype up video for Mundo versus Mysterio. Mysterio running through the streets of L.A. and or Mexico, one of the two.
Whichever place.
And
probably not L.A., probably San Diego.
Probably. And then Mundo training at his dojo with the rest of the Worldwide Underground.
Smacking him with kendo sticks.
Get hit with kendo sticks and just talking some trash. Yeah, we talked last week that we didn't want the video last week to play again, so I'm glad they did a different video.
Yeah.
So if that's gonna be their thing, I think I'll be okay with it.
I'm already starting to get a little irked.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to keep it fresh because eventually you're gonna run out of things to say about these two guys.
Yeah.
So maybe take a break next week.
The biggest redemption quality for this one is they mentioned Tough Enough.
Oh yeah,
in a very very coy manner.
Yeah, the Johnny Mundo proving that he was what.
That he was just the right amount of tough to become a professional wrestler.
Yeah. So, yeah. Then we had Marty the Moth versus Salvador of the Rabbit Tribe.
Favorite match.
Oh
show.
Boy. There was a whole lot of weird.
The Temple has taken to calling Salvador Checkers.
Yes.
I can't for the life of me figure out why.
No, I mean...
He's obviously a goddamn chessboard.
Right? Chess just isn't as fun to say.
That's true.
And is it? Yeah.
And there's already like a luchador named Chessman, so...
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that. Yeah, no, I mean, it was a lot of weird at the beginning, and then things kind of got a little more rapid fire, and we had some good wrestling towards the end.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they would just have these random spurts of, like, trying to weird each other.
Yeah, and I think it frustrated Marty.
Yeah,
like,
well, he's used to being the weirdo.
He was frustrated that Salvador was able to get potentially more weird than he was.
Yeah, to the point where he decided, like, at one point he shoved his hand into Salvador's mouth.
Oh God!
And drug him around the ring by his mouth.
I mean, that's one way to put someone in their place, I guess. But eventually, Salvador got a little cocky, thought he was in the driver's seat, didn't realize that Marty was right behind him, waiting for the moment to strike. Marty ended up hitting him, did like a double underhook suplex into a dominator, and then just dropped, like, I don't know, he ended up turning it into like a double underhook code breaker type move. I don't even know what the hell you'd call it. But Marty is moving on to the second round of the Cueto Cup.
He's also moving on to his creepy-ass shrine of Melissa Santos.
Yeah,
he apparently wrestled with a picture of Melissa Santos in his trunks.
Which he then licked that picture and stuck it to the wall while he idolized and just admired all of the photos and the creepy collage that he had on the wall.
And this stalkery lock of hair that he has.
Yeah.
Inside the little container that has an M on it.
Yeah. It's like a little makeup kind of thing. It's got a mirror in the top, because with the mirror we saw that Mariposa came in and told Marty, you need to leave her alone. Your lust for her is going to... It's not good for our family. You need to put the family first. And Mariposa reminds him that if she beats Phoenix, that they'll actually meet each other in the second round.
And then they got really close. Faces were close.
Yeah, got a little
incesty.
Little incesty. But Marty still loves Melissa. He's not going to stop.
That's okay.
And then he put the picture back in the trunk. We also had Paul London
and Mala
Suerte reminding us that they are infatuated and believe that Masquerita Sagrada is their god.
Yeah, they think that he is the divine being to lead the Rabbit Tribe.
And Masquerita Sagrada wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he's confused.
He told them no. then they insisted, and then he walked away, and Paul London still was just saying wonderful things about him to Mala Suerte, as Masquerade Sagrada headed to the ring to face Pindar.
Yeah.
To which Masquerade Sagrada kicked some fucking ass in this match.
I'll be honest, it took him a few minutes to get into gear, but once he started going, he was hard to stop.
He's like a little wind-up toy. You gotta do a little bit of work, but he just doesn't stop. He was taking it to Pindar. He was even taking it to fucking Cobra Moon.
Yeah, she slapped him first though, so when he slapped her back.
It's so funny though.
Knocked her down to like one knee.
And Vampiro with the best commentary line ever.
Tried to slap the bitch out of her.
My favorite one was that Masquerade Sagrada has tiny fists. It's like getting hit in the head with a golf ball. That was my favorite one. Oh man, this was another one of those Cage Vinny Massaro things. I expected Pindar to just completely and utterly destroy Masquerade Sagrada.
'Tis not the Lucha Underground way.
Which is what we appreciate about Lucha Underground, is you give everyone a chance.
Except for Masquerade Sagrada.
Yeah,
because he lost to what I'm going to call a double handle facebuster.
Yeah,
by Pindar.
Like, held him straight out. It was like straight up X Factor style.
It was like a powerbomb, but he reached through and grabbed both of Masquerade's hands.
Yeah.
And then flipped him out like Vampiro said, like putting a blanket out on the beach.
That was the best way to call that. And so Pindar does in fact move forward, and he will face Cage.
Yeah. No, honestly, if Cage advanced, I would lay down.
Yeah. Yeah. Pindar, just lay down.
Either that, or he was just hoping that maybe he didn't actually want to see Masquerade Sagrada get murdered. So he's going to bite the bullet for the Lucha legend.
Oh boy. Alright, so our main event is Phoenix versus Mariposa. Fantastic match.
Yeah.
Started with some...
I'm going to be real. I like it a lot better when Mariposa does the arm flappy.
She's a lot more attractive than Marty.
Fair enough.
I mean, some people are into Marty. We are not those types of people. We think he's cool. I mean, we'll leave it at that. I loved that Phoenix tried his best to be chivalrous.
He was trying to be respectful, trying to get the handshake, trying not to hit Mariposa, and then he throws this drop kick.
She fucked it up for herself. She knocked the hand away twice, and he's like, alright, fine.
He throws this drop kick, and then he gets up and he's just like,
sorry.
Whoops.
And then it was off to the races at that point. Like, there were a few other times that he kind of backed himself off from doing a super kick, and Mariposa just kept inciting him to do more throughout the match. Lots of really good counters on both sides.
Yeah.
They had really great chemistry together. But I don't even know what it was that she just it felt like she just kind of gave up.
For a second.
I mean, the match had a very sudden end. I expected something a little bigger, especially for the main event and a tournament match. But Phoenix ends up hitting the Phoenix Driver and beats Mariposa, so he's moving on to the next round to face Marty the Moth, who immediately runs out to ringside to beat the crap out of Phoenix.
Yeah. Then Phoenix tosses him out of the ring, and Mariposa gets low bridged, and he jumps onto both of them.
Yeah, he does his little I'm gonna spin 1,000 times before I crossbody you guys. And it was all out in front of Melissa too, because Marty always makes sure that he's out there next to her. Even in his match against Salvador, he did the power bomb against the guardrail, and so he tries to get to that side of the ring every time. And
what I like is now we're getting our first real sub-story within the tournament.
Yeah.
Because now we have, for the next round in the B bracket, is Phoenix versus Marty, who Marty is infatuated with Melissa.
But Melissa likes Phoenix.
Yeah, and Phoenix and Marty are going to fight each other, so it's going to be a weird love-hate triangle fight.
And Mariposa wants Marty to have nothing to do with Melissa.
Yeah.
So, this might turn into Melissa Santos' first match.
Intergender tag team match in Ultima Lucha.
I'm down for that. And then, you know,
Me too.
Bracket B has the most diverse storyline here, is because we've also got Cage, who we're going to be seeing the build with the Gauntlet. We're going to see how that affects him further on in the tournament. So, because I'm pretty sure he's going to get past Pindar.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Alright.
But that is it for the midweek wrap-up. Thanks for watching, guys.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links down in the description.
There's a lot of links.
Check out the podcast.
That's one of the links.
Check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's Reasonable with a W.
Like Wrestling, where you can see our videos such as Fantasy Warfare, the Hawktail Hour, and many, many more.
Our punishment videos.
That as well. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Gotcha. Just kidding. Pizarro sounds like a name for a